Okay, so bear with me because I normally do live videos, but I'm gonna try, and there are bugs attracted to this ring light like nobody's business. And my kids had the doors open today, so I am going to start with like our introduction video, kind of like my introduction video to our YouTube channel. There goes a fly. Y'all gonna see me go crazy on some flies up in here. For real. Um, but my name is Kayla Arguez. My husband started this, well, we've both been wanting to do a YouTube channel forever. I promote for a health and wellness company and I use social media, and we've had so many videos go viral. So we were like, why shouldn't we try YouTube? So here we are. But I just wanted to kind of tell you about myself, and then I think my husband's going to do one kind of about himself, and then we're going to let our kids do one, which is going to be hilarious. So, but I'm crazy. I'm all over the place. I've got some crazy purple hair right now, but bear with me if I get sidetracked. That's just me. I'm like, oh, squirrel. Love me through it. Okay, so let's see. I am 29 years old. Well, first of all, let me show you this. You're the bee's knees. I got this at Target. It's amazing. I'm obsessed. I'm drinking some collagen right now. Um, but I'm 29 years old, soon to be 30 in November. Don't mind my burping. I'm a classy one. But so I'm almost 30. I can't believe it. When I was younger, I'll just kind of tell you like how I met my husband and go from there. There's nothing really else exciting. I used to live in Turkey when I was little. That's the only other exciting. And I have a twin sister. This fly, I swear. Okay, so I do have a twin sister. That's kind of exciting. We don't look alike, but she is amazing. So there's that. But let's see. I was in junior high at Lincoln Junior High, and I was like walking up to the school, and I saw this super cute guy walk out of the building, and I looked over to my friend and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to date him. And well, that little turd was with someone, but that's okay. He was a popular guy. I was friends with everybody, so I wasn't really considered popular, but that's okay. I didn't need to be popular. But then years later, I'm friends with a guy he played hockey with. And so he was going to get in a fight. And me and my twin sister were older for our grade. So we had a car before most of our friends did. So they used our car. We took our car and we took them to the fight. I just thought it was going to be like a casual, like, fist fight, right? Yeah, no, that's not what it was. Stuff got crazy, and there were like the people on the other guy's side had like bats and stuff, and the people on our side had like stuff too, just in case it got crazy. And come to find out, the person had brass knuckles. My friend that I brought had brass knuckles, which are illegal. He beat the crap out of this guy anyway, but there was this person with a bat that was on the other dude, the injured guy's team, and he was like, or side, and he was like, who brought this? Who brought this guy? And of course, I brought him. So I was like, acting quiet. I was like, looked at my twin sister. I was like, we got to get the crap out of here. And he was like, did you bring him? And I'm like, I'm like looking behind me, and there's no one there. I'm like, yo, girl, did you bring? No. You talking to me? No. He's like, I see keys in your hands. And Justin, this guy was obviously walking over to me, the one that had, and he like the other dude came at me with a bat. And all I remember were two guys stepping in front of me, and they were like, are you about to hit her? And he was like, well, she sure brought him to this fight, and he blah, 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 blah. I took my keys and my sister, and I ran fast. I like hauled balls to my car, and Justin got in the car. Everybody else that we took got in the car, and we went back to Lincoln Junior High. And I guess Justin had contacted Alex because I was like, I'm not taking you any further because if anyone got my license plate, they're not about to pull me over and be like, yo, girl, we know you got someone in your car. And be like, you can search my car. Ain't nobody in here. So Alex, I didn't know at the time it was Alex, but Alex and his friend Garrett came to Lincoln Junior High to pick up Justin. And when he pulled in the parking lot, because I still hadn't like recognized who it was, but I could tell by the clothes, those were the guys that got in front of me. And so I like look over and I was like, oh, be still my heart. Like, I like that guy. I was like, I looked over at my sister. I was like, I'm going to go over there and talk to him. She was like, no, don't. That's weird. I was like, no. Have you seen his face? I'm going over there and talking to him. So I got out of my car and I happily walked my butt across the parking lot to where they were talking. This freaking fly. And I went up to his window because he was like still sitting in his car acting all cool. Like, He was though. And so I walked up to his car and I was like, hey. And he's like, hey. I was like, thanks for like stepping in front of those guys. He was like, oh yeah, no problem. I was like, can I get your number? Of course, he gladly gave it to me. And then literally from that day, we have been inseparable. We've been together almost 14 years. We have had some crazy times, ups and downs in our relationship. But like, I feel like, come on, fly. Is scared. I feel like we've had our ups and downs, but like the ups outweigh all of our downs. Like we have had so many crazy things happen to us in our relationship, but he is like the one thing that makes me feel like, comfortable. I deal with anxiety and depression, and when my anxiety is really bad, just having him around helps. Like it's crazy. We've been together for 14 years, married for almost 8. I think almost 8 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think we've been together married almost 8 years. And a little back history, when we first got together, I've always wanted to have kids. And he was like, yes, let's have kids. Well, the very first time we got pregnant, I tricked him into getting pregnant. And I told him that I had stopped taking, or that I was still taking my birth control. Yeah, I had stopped it. And he came home and he had been in like Saudi Arabia for like 2 weeks. So he came home and I was just like, oh, hey boo. So he was like, man, I was wondering why you like wanted to fornicate every 3.5 minutes. I was like, oh yeah, I don't know. I was just excited to see you. But really I was ovulating. So I was like, get over here. I don't care what is happening now. So lo and behold, we got pregnant with our very first baby. I was so excited because I've always wanted to have babies. I've always wanted to have babies. And so we went to the doctor's appointment. They checked my blood levels. I was pregnant, blah, blah, blah. They did the ultrasound. You could see the little baby. Like, it was still kind of little, but you could see the baby. And I was just, like, so ecstatic. So we got a shirt made for my mom when we went for Christmas to Virginia. She opened it up and was like, what is this? We're like, we're pregnant. It was just so exciting. I love surprising people, and that was just so much fun. And let's see, we went to our, was it 9-week pregnant, or 9-week appointment, or 8-week appointment or something. And they were like, everything's good. We saw the heartbeat, so on and so forth. And then around like 10 weeks, I remember, and it's so crazy because like people blame themselves for things that they had no control over. Like, but I remember the day that I lost this baby. I was like sitting at work and my friend had come up to the front desk because I was receptionist at an animal hospital, which I loved so much. But I was sitting down like typing stuff in, and she came up and she sat next to me on the other computer, and she was like entering information from like a surgery she had just done. And she was like, how are you feeling? Because she knew I was pregnant. And I was like, well, all I know is I'm going to spank this baby's bottom because it's hurting my belly today. And every single time I ever think about saying that, I wish a million times over and over I could take it back. Although I know that's not why it happened, because I had the night before, I was like having weird cramps, but it just felt like gas pains, you know? So I was like, oh, it's just because I'm growing a baby and I gotta toot all the time. And the next day it was just more like, ouch, kind of like, oh, this is uncomfortable. And I remember saying that to her, and then not an hour and a half later, I get up to go use the bathroom, and blood like pours into the toilet, and I was just like, oh my god, I totally just jinxed myself. Like, I regret like saying that, although I know it has nothing to do with anything, but that's what I think about. And so that was really hard for me because I kind of felt like, I don't know, you think weird things when something like this happens. And so I thought, like, what did I do? It was crazy. So I get out of the bathroom and I go to my boss, and I'm like, I need to leave. And she's like, why? And I was like, I'm bleeding and I think I'm losing the baby. And she was like, she started crying. She's like, you can leave. And it was just like really emotional. I didn't know what to do. My husband was in Saudi Arabia at the time, and my parents are still in Ohio, but we're in Ohio, which was like 13 hours away. My older sister was like 2 hours away. I was by myself, and I had to go to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, they like checked me, and she was like, well, honey, there's no heartbeat. And I immediately started bawling, and I just wish that I wouldn't have been alone. But there was like nothing, like, it is what it is. There was nothing we could do about that. We didn't know it was going to happen. I wouldn't have been alone if there was something we could have, known or prevented or something. But my mom immediately left from Ohio and came to me, and my older sister came to me, and they were like, you can come back in a week and we can check and see. Do you want to do a D&C? And I was like, no, because like, what if I don't do a D&C and like somehow I come back and the baby's still fine? Because that's happened before. No heartbeat, they come back and there's a heartbeat. I was like, I can't do that yet. Like, if the baby's gonna pass, I'm gonna let the baby pass like naturally. So went home, and of course, I was passing a lot of blood, a lot of clots, and of course my husband's not there, so I'm doing it with my mom, which I am incredibly thankful for her, because I was losing my mind. Like, I felt like this would never happen to me, and it did. So I was just like, why me? What did I do? Did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Did I not take my vitamins right? Like, you start blaming yourself, although it happens to so many people. And, I have to, the baby may not have been viable baby anyway. So obviously, anyway, we noticed that I'm cramping a lot, but not passing a lot of stuff. And it was really starting to get painful, like in my uterus. And so they were concerned about infection. So they brought me back in, and I remember before I went in, I told my mom I needed to get in the bathtub, because I was like, I think that like I'm dying, and if I don't get in some warm water, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to get in some warm water. So I sit down in some warm water, and I'm like basically in the squat position, like you're going to take a poop. And I'm swaying back and forth on my hips, and blood is filling the bathtub of water. Like, it's just full of blood and like clots. And I'm like swaying back and forth, and I remember like bawling and looking at my mom and telling her, I can't go through labor. Because if this is not labor, or if this is labor, I can't do it. Like, it was so painful, and I wasn't getting anything good out of it. So it didn't make it like, ooh, this pain is worth something. Like, I wasn't getting something out of it. So it was extremely painful. And I got up and I sat on the toilet, because I was like, I feel like I gotta push. And my mom was like, okay, because sit on the toilet. So I sat on the toilet, and I sat there for a second, and I pushed, and I felt a massive clot like come out. And I knew that was the baby, and like the sac and everything. But for a split second, my mom wasn't in the bathroom or anything. She had left while I was using the bathroom. And like, I got up, went over to the counter, grabbed some Q-tips, and I was like, I'm going to dig around and see if I can like see my baby. And I was like, should I do that or should I not do that? I know that's kind of weird, but it's like, I want to say goodbye, and like, it's in the freaking toilet. Like, it's just like, I didn't want it to be in the toilet. So I thought maybe if I find it, I could like bury it. I could like see it. And so I started to like pick around on it, and then I was like, no, you don't need to do this. And so I just flushed the toilet, which really haunts me to this day because I'm like you just flushed your baby down the sewer. But I know like I wasn't like there was nothing else I could do. So that was extremely hard for me. And then I had to go back to the doctor, and because I wasn't passing everything properly, stuff was stuck inside and it was causing infection. So I went in, and she had to like kind of stick that little probe inside, which kind of spreads you, so she could go up towards my cervix area and pull pieces that are blocking the rest of the baby from coming out and the wall and the shed from coming out. And I remember laying on the table, and she did it. It was fine. And she's like, I've just got this little tiny piece. I'm going to get out, and then you're going to be done. I was like, okay. So I was laying there calm. My mom was to my left. The doctor was down there. And I'm just laying on my back, and all of a sudden I feel her pull that piece out, and I almost flew off the table. My mom was laying across my chest, yelling into my eyes to make eye contact with her. And I did not want to because the pain was unbelievable. Like it was obviously stuck and still attached to the inside of me. And she pulled it out, and it hurt so bad. And then when I get done doing that, I stand up from that, and she's like, you may bleed, but everything's going to be okay. She didn't explain everything. I walk out of her office, take a left down the hallway, go through the doors, go out into the main walk area where you would leave. And I was like, Mom, I have to use the bathroom. I feel like something's going to come out of me. I sit down on the toilet at the bathroom, and a baseball-sized clot falls out of me. And I was like, oh, am I going to lose? And then blood's like pouring out. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is everything that was like stuck in me. It was crazy. I was like, Mom, I need more pads. So she went and got me some more pads because I was like, I'm going to get blood everywhere. I was like losing so much blood. It was crazy. So then I get home. Sorry, I'm like picking my face. Then I get home from the hospital, and we get into the driveway, and she called to get my pain meds filled. They weren't going to be ready, so she was going to drop me off first. And I step out of the car, and my whole entire face and body was like white, like as white as my shirt, like pale. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh. And I look down, and my pants, I had on like some just like loose fitting like jeans. My pants were soaked, and it had dripped and filled my shoes with blood. That's how much the pad overflowed. That's how much I was bleeding. My mom was afraid I was losing too much blood, but I don't think I was like hemorrhaging or anything. I felt extremely lightheaded. So then I go to the bathroom, and I have to get rinsed off and lay in the bathtub full of freaking blood, and it was just ridiculous. And I never thought something like that would happen to me. And then my husband came home from his trip, and I was just like, I was so happy to see him, but I was so devastated. Like I lost his child. And it's like, obviously he didn't want to lose the baby either, but like, I'm like, it was just so hard for me. I didn't know how to handle it. I became extremely depressed. I didn't do anything. I didn't want to see people. I didn't want to be around people. All I wanted was another baby. And I continued to try every 3 months. So 3 months after this, my first loss, we got pregnant again. And I was pregnant for about 8 weeks, and then we lost that baby. 3 months later, we got pregnant again. I was about 7 weeks. We lost that baby. And then 3 months later, we got pregnant again. I was about 6.5, 7 weeks when I lost our fourth miscarriage. Then I was like, well, okay, I'm done trying to have a baby. Alex, I'm sorry. And we just stopped trying. And then he got a job offer to move back to Northwest Arkansas, which is where we are from, where I love being here. And a week before we moved, I found out I was pregnant with our son, Jaden, or with our son, Joel. He is 4, and he is our rainbow baby. And I was so terrified of everything, anything that could happen to him. During my pregnancy after he was born, I was crazy. I was like a hover mom. Like, I have this anxiety that I still deal with, and it's because I'm afraid that I lost so many babies that now that mine are alive, I love them, I've seen them, I've talked to them, that something's going to happen to them. That's anxiety for you, and it sucks. I mean, I take medication and stuff, and it's so much better, but like, that's anxiety, and it's no fun. People are like, oh, just don't worry about it. I wish. But, so, yeah, we got pregnant with Joel. Amazing pregnancy. He's the sweetest, most amazing boy. He's so smart. I love him so much. He's just the cutest, and I just love him. And then when he was 6 months old, we got pregnant with my daughter, Adley, and they are like 15 months apart. They are wild and enjoy fighting nonstop. That little girl is sassy like nobody's business. Like, when you guys continue to see these YouTube channels that I'll be doing, you guys are, or like videos, you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, she was the best baby out of all 3 babies until she turned 2. And then it was like, hold up, what? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be a brat. Like, she's crazy. She's crazy, you guys. I don't even know. She's insane. But, and then so she's about to be 3. May 17th, she turns 3. Jaden will be a year old August the 8th. He's almost 9 months old. And my hands are full, and I struggled never with Joel or Adley on postpartum depression, but with Jaden I did. It was extremely scary. I thought about taking my own life. Thank God my husband answered his phone the day I called him, because he came and literally saved my life. I was going to drink an entire big bottle of Tylenol just to end my life, because I didn't want to do this anymore. Like, I felt like I couldn't make my son happy, and then I was just making everybody else unhappy, and I didn't want to do that anymore. But like, taking your life isn't going to make anything better. You're putting it on someone else. So my husband sent me to my mother's, where I was put on depression medication, anxiety medication. It has helped so much. I love it. I was always afraid of doing something like that, but I know that I need it right now, and it will not be something that controls the rest of my life. If it does, oh well. Not control the rest of my life, but if I need it for the rest of my life, oh well, because I absolutely love feeling happy, and it just makes me feel better. I genuinely love helping people, and I can't help other people truly be happy if I'm not happy myself. And I'm just thankful that my husband loves me enough to send me away and get me help. And I'm thankful for an amazing business that has allowed me to be able to afford to put my son in daycare and take care of him while I couldn't. And it's just amazing. And what's crazy is, when I was pregnant with Jaden, we had a scare that we were losing him. And I remember when I announced that I was pregnant, everyone told me I was having twins. I was like, what is wrong with you guys? They're like, you're having twins. I was like, you guys are all high on drugs, because I am not having twins. And then at 5 weeks, I started bleeding like crazy, and I freaked out, and my sister took me to the hospital, and we got checked over, and they said, as of right now, everything looks fine, but we can't find a heartbeat anyway. I was like, well, you can tell me if there's a baby in there. Is there a baby in there? Yes, there's a baby in there. I was like, okay. Then they told me the results looked as if my levels were dropping. Then the next day, they're like, I don't know why they say that, because your numbers are like tripled. I was like, oh, wow, okay, cool. And so then I go in at like 9.5 weeks, almost 10 weeks, because we did gender blood test, and that told us at like 9 weeks that we were having a boy. I was super excited because I really wanted a boy, because my daughter's crazy. And I just want one little girl. Me and Adley is good. She has a big brother, little brother to protect her, although she'll probably be protecting them. But, so we found out it was a boy. And then, where was I? Mom life. But oh, yeah. So then we went in for an ultrasound to check and confirm that we were having a boy. And while we were in there, I was just making sure, like, all I wanted to see was a heartbeat and a healthy baby. That's it. I just, to this day, ultrasounds scare me because I'm used to looking at it, nothing being there, or something happening, and I just didn't want to see that. So I look at the monitor and she's like, you know what? And I was, I told her, I was like, yeah, I still kind of bleed a little from the clot you guys said I had. And she's like, can I tell you something? Although it's not, I can't like give you the official word, but can I tell you something? I was like, yeah. She's like, I think you had twins. And so she pulls the monitor over a little and you can see a whole nother sac, just like Jaden's, but nothing was in it. And I think I had passed that baby. And she was like, we can do testings to confirm if you had twins or, and I was like, I don't want to like confirm it. Obviously there was something there and it's not anymore. So I would say technically we've had 5 miscarriages, but I just think it's so crazy how many, like so many people were like, you guys are going to have twins. And I'm like, I don't know. And then after Jaden was 9 weeks old, postpartum depression hit me. Like I never knew what it was going to be like and it hit me hard. And I was like, whoa. Like I didn't know. I just didn't know. It was scary. I didn't want to have anything to do with him. I didn't want to hold him. He used to sleep on my chest every single night. Every single night. By me, on me, around me, touching me every night. 9 weeks came around. I didn't want to hold him. I didn't want to have anything to do with him. And I don't know why. And it was hurtful and it was scary. And I remember putting him to bed one day, and I couldn't get him to go to sleep. He would not go to sleep, and I was trying so hard to get him to go to sleep, and he would not go to sleep. And I remember yelling in his face to go to sleep, except for I used choice words, and I feel horrible for that. But I was like, go to sleep. And at that moment, I was like, okay, something's wrong with you. You need to put him in your crib and walk away. Laid him in his crib, went downstairs, walked into my kitchen, walked over to my cabinet, grabbed the medicine cabinet, pulled out the biggest bottle of Tylenol, and like my kids are like sitting, on the couch in the living room, and I'm just staring at this bottle of Tylenol like I could take this whole thing and just go to sleep. And I wanted to so bad because I was like, I can't even make my son happy. I don't feel like I can, I just didn't understand what I was feeling, and it was crazy. And so before I had like opened the whole bottle of Tylenol, I was like looking inside of it, and something was like, call Alex real quick. So I called Alex thinking he would not answer because he's normally in meetings. So I called and he answered. And I was like, I think I'm going to kill myself. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm literally staring into a bottle of pills. I can't do this anymore. He was home in like 10 seconds, sent me to my mother-in-law's house. And that's when I got help. And it was so scary. But like, if I didn't have him, like you guys, I've been with him for 14 years. We know everything about each other. I love him so much. He gave me the most beautiful children in the world. He loves me, spoils me beyond belief. I don't even know what I would do without him. He is literally the best. But I just kind of wanted to do an introduction story. I'm going to share this on Facebook too. I just want you guys to know that like, this is me genuinely caring about other people. I want to help people change their lives. Like I want to help you change your life. If you are sick and tired of struggling, all you have to do is want to change your life, and I promise you, I can help you. I can't do it physically for you, but I can teach you how to do it. It's not hard. You guys, I'm changing my life. I'm making money whether you join this business or not. Like, do you want to make money with me or not? It's fine either way. But like, it has changed my life. The confidence that this business has given me is insane. I can't wait. Like, I literally have, I don't know if you can see this. This is our dream board. I will be marking every single one of those off this year. Every single one of those off. Because not only are those my dreams, family dreams, Alex's dreams, my dreams, like, I want to make it happen. I'm serious. I want to help people change their lives. If you are sick and tired of doing something and not feeling like you have a way to change your life, you need to message me. Just because you message me does not mean it's happening. Doesn't mean I'm going to make you sign up, but I can help you change your life. I truly can. I would not continue to be a part of a business if it wasn't changing my life. Why would I waste my time trying to tell you guys about something that doesn't work? Like, it's like beating a dead horse. I'm telling you something that works because we put effort into this business. We put time and effort into it. It will change your life. You have to let it. You have to want to change your life and allow, this is a business about planting seeds. It's not about something you're doing where you're going to get like millions of dollars the next day. You are planting seeds for long-term success and setting it up properly to change your life forever, not instantly. You can change your life instantly, but why not forever? And help people change their lives. This is the most incredible thing I've ever done in my life. That, like, literally, you guys are like, how I couldn't do it. I don't know how she does it. I couldn't do it. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I couldn't do it. I got confidence because I've seen that working this business is bringing out the best of me. And I'm not afraid to show that. I'm not afraid to show that. And you shouldn't either, no matter what you do in life. Give it your all and rock it out. You can change so many people's lives, you guys. You just have to try. So this is like an intro about me, and a little bit about myself for my YouTube channel, but I'm also going to post this on Facebook for you guys. So I love you all. You guys are amazing. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good night. Bye.